I have started reminding you some of the things I discussed yesterday. Yesterday, I started with the definition of Clifford Woody, and I said that this definition is one of my favorites. Is one of my favorites, and specifically, we looked at what he called defining and redefining a problem. Defining and redefining a problem. Adipoju Khalilat, can you make any distinction between these two? Adepoju Khalilat, I understand that you were in the class yesterday. Can you make any difference between defining a problem and redefining a problem as I examined yesterday? Adepoju Khalilat, are you there? Adepoju Khalilat, are you there? Hello? Okay, Aminat Olajire. Aminat Olajire, are you there? I understand that you were in the class yesterday. So what distinction did I make between defining and redefining a problem? Please remind us. Hello, I did not hear from Adipoju. I did not hear from Aminat. What is the matter? Am I speaking to anyone at all? Hello? What's the distinction between defining and redefining a problem? What is the distinction between defining and redefining a problem? That is my question. Okay, Femi Emmanuel, please attempt to differentiate between these two as I expatiated last night. Femi Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, go ahead. What
uh,
distinction did
I,
I make between defining and redefining a problem?
actually, that yesterday's class it was something else because of the poor network of it, and I couldn't write much. So I don't even think I grabbed the where you made mention of that. Anyway,
Really?
mm,
Anyway,
I didn't take note yesterday at all.
all right. Thank you. Thank you for your response. So let me take off from that point. I wouldn't mind to take off from that point again. Here it is. According to Clifford Woody is the author. He says that research comprises defining and redefining problems. Defining and redefining problems. And I remember telling you yesterday that there are two broad areas from which research problems can be derived. Can you all see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Okay, do you remember the two broad areas from which research problems can be derived? Mr. Emmanuel, do you? Mr. Emmanuel, do you remember what I said concerning the two broad areas, problems from which research may be derived? Oh, Sincerely, I must tell you, I don't like this situation. I have to be frank with you. I do not like this situation. Despite taking my time, I remember taking my time to examine this aspect yesterday. In fact, that was where the major part of our discussion was focused. So let me remind you, let me tell you that this class is not just an ordinary class. It is not like any of the classes that you have attended. If you want to be able to benefit maximally from this class, I urge you to take notes. Please take notes. Pick up your pens, pick up your jotters, write down, write down. Because whatever you write down stays with you forever. Whatever you write down stays with you forever. And whatever you only memorize may leave you. It may leave you. But as soon as it left you, if you had written it down, you would have had the opportunity to go back again and re-examine what you have written. Please remember, I told you the quote of Martin Sparks yesterday. Martin Sparks, I love that quote, and I like using it again and again. That be a student of success. Be a student of success. Learn everything you can from those who have been the most successful. Who have been the most successful. Be a student of success. Learn everything you can from those who have been the most successful. This is important. Please, it is important that you imbibe this culture. It is important that you imbibe this culture. Okay, Adikwa Chukwalilat typed relationship concerning entities and universe. You did you were almost there, but that is not exactly as I put it. Anyway, let's move on. If you are ready, type I am ready. If you're ready for this class tonight, let's jump right into it. Type I am ready. Type I am ready. Are you ready for this class tonight? Type I am ready. Go ahead, drop it in the message. Are you ready for the class? Let us find out how many of you are ready for the class. Hello? Are you ready? Type I am ready. Drop it there. Hello, are you ready? If you are not, are you ready? Okay, Femi Emmanuel is ready. Yes, who else is ready? I think the network is fluctuating. Network is fluctuating. Okay, Amina Talariwaju is ready. Adikwa Khalilat says she thinks the network is fluctuating. I hope the replay is going to be available. Meanwhile, I want you to take advantage of every moment that you spend here. Please take advantage of every time that you spend here. Adikoju Khalilat is also ready. Adikoju Khalilat is ready. Rauf Rahman, I have not heard from you. Please let me hear from you. I hope you are doing well. I am just concerned since yesterday and up till now, I have not heard from you. I hope all is well on your side. So let me take you back to the slides I am presenting. I remember telling you yesterday that because there are infinite numbers of problems in the universe, infinite numbers of problems in the universe, you cannot count them all. and you cannot try to surmount all of the problems at once. It is necessary for you to define a problem area. And I said the problem areas may be defined from one, problems that have to do with the nature of entities in our universe. When you view the whole of the universe as a single body, there is an infinite number of problems in that universe, and it's important that you define the problem, a problem that catches your fancy, that draws your attention, that makes you want to investigate, that makes you want to find out, that gets you curious. There are several problems within us. Yesterday, we talked about the weather condition. The weather condition in Nigeria, I don't know if you are feeling the same thing over there in your own part of the country, is colder than it used to be. So there would have been questions like I have had in my mind. What could be happening? Is the world coming to an end? What would have happened? So there were several things. I had several inklings within in me, questions yet to be answered. I raised my curiosity because of that. So that is defining a problem. And I mentioned that a problem is any difficulty, anything that puts you in a tight corner, anything that hinders you from successfully carrying out your day to day activity at home, in the community, at your place of work, name it. So there are problems that have to do with the nature of entities in the universe. There are two kinds of problems. Problems that have to do with the nature of entities. Problems that have to do with the nature of entities within the universe. So this is a particular area from which you may define a problem. Defining a problem from the nature of entities in the universe. And the second one has to do with problems related to problems that have to do with the relationship between entities in the universe. So these are the two major broad areas from which problems can be defined for your project. I hope you got that. Are we together? Are we
We are
together?
together.
Okay, are we together? I want to hear from the rest of the people too. Are we together? Hello, are you there? Type it in the message. We are together. We are together. We are together. We are together. We are. Hello, are you there? Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Together we are. Adequate Khalilat, Femi Emmanuel, Rahman Rauf Oyedokun. Thank you. Thank you. So that is a recap of what I explained, I discussed with you yesterday. I did not stop at that. I did not stop at that. I also mentioned redefining a problem. Redefining a problem. And I said redefining a problem is that you narrow down the general problem area into the specifics. From the general problem areas, you are going to derive specific problems that you want to interact, specific problems that you intend to interrogate, specific problems that you intend to find out about. And that for you to do this, you look at your immediate community. You look at what affects you at home, what affects you in your place of work. So that is it. And what I did not add yesterday that I think you should pay attention to is you picturing these two, the general problem areas would form the aims of your study. The general problem area forms the aims of your study. You would have come across this in your project, aims of the study. And this is the final goal, the destination you are heading to. However, those sub-problems, sub-parts are pictured as the objectives of the study, objectives of the study. And these are the path that leads to the aims of the study. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I am communicating to someone out there tonight. Am I making any sense? Hello, I
Yes,
hope
you are. You are. You
good.
are.
I hope you have jotted something this time. I hope you've done that.
Yes, I'm putting on something.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So tonight, I have the following questions for you. I have the following questions for you. But before I do that, let me remind you, let me remind you that the decision, the decision you make today determines the precision with which you position yourself for the future. I would not hesitate to type that again. Let me do it. The decision you make today determines how well, determines the precision, determines the precision with which you position yourself for the future. Please take this. I mentioned it yesterday, and I'm also doing that right now. I mentioned this yesterday, and I am also mentioning it this time. Now let's go more interactive. Let's interact more. Let's relate better by you attempting to answer these questions that I'm going to ask you. The first one is, what motivates you to be in the project assistance for final year students today? That's the question. That's the first one. That is my first question for tonight. And I want everyone who is here to answer that question. So, what motivates you to be in project assistance for fresh final year students today? That is the question. So, who is going to take the lead? Who takes the lead tonight? Hello, are you there? Femi Emmanuel, are you there? Please speak to us. What motivates you to be in project assistance for fresh final year students today? That is my first question. So I'm listening. Let me hear from you.
Thank you for the question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, there is an adage that they normally says in this part of the country that if you don't buy a lie, you can't buy the truth.
Okay.
So adverts have been going on, various WhatsApp groups, joining this, joining that. So when I actually saw it, I said, well, let me try this one and see. And honestly, I must confess, the very first class captivated the whole of my heart. The way you simplify the whole thing, I was like, this is somebody. If someone can, come down to my level, I should be able to do something. So since then, I've been trying as much as possible. Even if I'm going to stay outside, I will have to make it up to that time so as to be part of the class. I really enjoyed the way you simplify the whole thing, honestly. I didn't think this is the way universities are being taught. I think there won't be the rate that people are failing will not be that much anyway. So I really enjoyed the teaching. It captivates my heart since the beginning of the class 3 days ago. So I wish to learn more. That does it.
Yeah, I have butterflies in my belly. Seriously, like I'm feeling on top of the world right now. Thank you for that. So, by implication, you have been motivated by the way in which the lessons have captivated your attention. And you also
Yeah,
pointed out, you also pointed out a statement which indicates that perhaps you have paid for classes in the past for which you got no value. Is that it?
exactly. Not even once, not even twice.
So
So
many times you paid for a class and you did not get value, and you have
at the end of the day, nothing to show. You just send you voice notes, stuff like that. You will not even appear the way you have been, teaching, breaking uh, you know, breaking down everything and simplifying it to the barest minimum, stuff like that. Question and answers. Our questions are being answered, and at the same time, the class is interactive. All these are what really, moved me. I said, let me continue with the class,
thank you very
and I've been
much.
enjoying it since then.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. I do not have words enough to quantify this that you have put forward this night. I hope that other persons in the class will take a cue from that. I'm hoping that other persons who are in the class will take a cue from that. All right. Yes. Who's next? We've heard from Femi Emmanuel. Who is taking the stage next? Who's taking the stage next? I'm listening. Okay, Agbola Abdurrashid. Agbola Abdurrashid. Thank you for coming. You are cited. The question for you is that what motivates you to be with us tonight? What motivates you to be in project assistance for fresh final year students this time? I mean, today. Agbola Abdurrashid, are you there? Use the mic. Speak to us.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, let me hear from you. That's the question. What motivates you to be in project assistance for fresh final year students today? That's the question.
Okay. Actually, I'm about to start my PGD project, final year project. So I'm having problem with starting it. So that's actually what got me to this class.
That's the motivation you have for coming here.
Yes.
So you are motivated by getting a degree.
No, no, actually, degree. I'm done with my degree.
But
Postgrad.
it's a certificate, isn't it? It's a certificate,
Yes,
and you need
yes,
that. Perhaps I understand that persons who have not been in the education line and who intend to be part would eventually take that course. Am I correct?
yes, you are right.
Hmm. And at the end of the day, you're going to earn a certificate. So that's the motivation you
Yes,
have for joining us.
exactly.
No,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
very much. We look forward to hearing more from you as you hang on.
Well, well, good day,
Okay,
sir. I
good
want
day.
to speak now.
What happened,
I'm
Rahman
Rahman Rauf
Rauf?
from
What happened? I've been talking to you all the while and I've not heard from you. I hope you're doing fine.
disturbing me, sir.
What is
Can
disturbing
you hear
you?
me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So it's internet. Actually, my own is similar to the fellow that just talk now.
Okay,
So, my like, I'm not an undergraduate. I'm a PhD student, not in education,
okay,
but I'm also doing my certificate program PGD currently. And
okay,
I have seen that majority of people that do researches and education is used to be in form of contract. They contracted it out. And I'm not the type that like something, anything I want to do and anything that worth doing in my own way, it's worth doing well. So that one has been a motivation for you. You've seen that I'm not new to some of your webinar. So I've been looking for where will I get that thing from the original in an original form that
okay.
I will do this on my own, that I can even guide other people in some other time. So that's why I'm here. In fact, the weather condition and others, I have to stay outside with a very good big coat because inside the network is poor. But I have to be here so that at least I will get the best and the best. And like the first speaker said, yeah, the way, your method of presentation and all that. If it's this kind of method that can be adopted in project methodology in schools, I know everybody will become guru in research. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was an awesome piece. That was an awesome piece. Thank you. I feel marveled by your responses. That is it. And I pray that I will be able to do more and more for you. Don't forget, my intent is to see you fly high with respect to writing your project. That is it. Thank you very much, Rahman Rauf, and thank you for sacrifice, for being outside in the cold, all because you want to be in the class with Dr. Adishona, the gifted researcher. So if you related well with what Raul Foyedoku had just said, just type awesome. Type it in the message. Awesome. If you listened and related well with what Raul Foyedoku had just said, type awesome. Drop it in the message right away. Drop it there. Awesome. As for me, his response was awesome. Yes, Agbola Abdul Rashid Shina Femi Manuel says, awesome. Who else do we have? Adipo Khalilat is also saying, awesome. Thank you. Who else? We have Hassanat Adebisi. Hassanat Adebisi, welcome. Please use the mic. Hassanat Adebisi, use your mic. We want to hear directly from your mouth. Hello, Hassanat Adebisi. Are you there? Okay, Aminat Olajire, I have a question for you. Please use your mic. Aminat Olanrewaju, sorry. Aminat Olanrewaju, are you there? Okay, Adepoju Khalilat, let's hear from you. Adepoju Khalilat, are you there? All right.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As actually,
Let me ask
I
you, I
love
want to
to
ask
work.
you a different question. Let me ask you a
Okay,
different
okay.
question. The question is exactly, exactly what are you trying to achieve here today? Exactly what are you trying to achieve in project assistance for fresh final year students today?
I'm still waiting for your lecture, truth to be told. So
Okay,
then I'll ask my questions that are piled up for you.
okay, okay. You've piled up questions for me.
Yes.
Anyway, those questions, I hope you are going to bring them on in Write Your Project with Ease. That's starting August 30.
Sure, inshallah.
Okay, Allah will make it easy.
I mean,
So it's the Bring It On edition, the Write Your Project with Ease. For those of you who are just hearing that, I have a paid class coming up by, that'll be on Tuesday. That's the deadline for you to pay just 3,999 naira. That's all you pay for that. And you can have all your project pain points, all your project frustrations. You just throw them at me, and you are going to see me push them to the ground in a flawless beating. I can assure you that. And what you have heard here so far is also attesting to that fact. You see, the experience, that authority I have in this niche spans 13 years as a graduate, as an undergraduate, and now as a lecturer. I supervise students. I'm a lecturer from the Federal College of Education, Special Oyo. I am from the Department of the Gifted and Talented. So it's starting August 30, August 30, and you have all the opportunity, all the chance you have to bring on what your pain points are. Please don't be found wanting for being among those who have been the foremost to be joining me. I urge you to take up that rare opportunity. So think of it. Think of it. What is the least that you could ever have paid for contracting out your project? Think of it. Think of what is it like. So when ASU suddenly calls off the strike and you don't have anything to show with respect to your project, how does it feel like? How heartbreaking is that? Perhaps the least you could have paid for contracting out your project was 50,000 naira, and you have this opportunity coming right at you just for 3,999 naira. Not just only that, I'm going to give you my project proposal kit for free. You can also have my project analysis kit for free in addition. All of that, and you are right into the Write Your Project with Ease, the Bring It On edition, the Bring It On edition. So if you're looking forward to that date and you're already preparing your mind, like I told you yesterday, Napoleon says, plan your work and work your plan. Are you planning your work? Are you planning to jump into the Bring It On edition? Are you going to work your plan when you eventually meet me in that class? So that's it. Adepoju Khalilat had just told us what she was trying to achieve by joining this class this evening. But there's also a question I want to ask. I want to ask another person this time. Salau Mujidat, please speak to us. Salau Mujidat, please, we would like you to speak to us. Use your mic. Salau Mujidat, are you there? Salau Mujidat, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for
Yes,
coming
sir.
again this night. There's this
You're
question I
welcome,
have for
sir.
you. I hope you don't mind me asking you.
No,
All right.
no, sir.
Now, where are you today with respect to writing your final year project? And where do you want to be? That's the question. Where are you today? with respect to writing your final year project, and where do you want to be?
um, like I said yesterday, I said before the ASU strike, I've shown my supervisor my chapter 1 and 3, and he said I should go ahead with my chapter 2. But like today now, I'm trying to work on the literature review, but I'm still finding some difficulty in gathering my facts on what to write on the in the chapter 2. And I think this your class now, if I'm opportune to pay for the bring it on, I think I should be able to do my chapter 2 and the other chapters too with ease, sir.
Okay. Now, listen to this one. This one is by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood.
Okay.
I hope everybody is listening. I hope you're listening. He says that reality simply consists of different points of view. Let me type that on the screen. Margaret Atwood says, I hope we are together. Please look at the screen right now. Margaret Atwood says that reality simply consists of different points of view.
The screen, please. Please kindly share your screen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Kindly share your screen, sir.
Okay, all right, yes. Thank you for calling my attention to that. Thank you. Yes, can you all see this? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Margaret Atwood says that reality simply consists of different points of view. What am I trying to bring to your notice? I'm trying to emphasize the importance of literature review. Just like Salau Mujidat just told us that she has been battling with how to write a final year project. Without that literature review, she would not have been able to bring reality to our project because the literature review entails bringing the viewpoints of other persons, other authors to come to bear on your research. And it has a simple clue for doing that, and that is examining primary sources, the secondary sources of data, facts, sources of knowledge that are related to your project. It allows you to be able to situate yourself. You place yourself properly with respect to other authors who have done similar thing like you are doing. It also enables you to be able to identify the gaps. Don't forget when I said at the beginning, I said research sees you revisiting what you have done in the past, revisiting what others have done in the past, then placing yourself, looking at the mistakes that people have committed in the past. Where are the gray areas that other persons, other authors, other researchers did not cover? That is what you want to cover. And I recognize that, yes, it gives many students lots of challenges how to do it. But yet, do you see, they would not want to seek solution to that. You find them still waiting for ASU to call off the strike before they join this class. You see, I pity them all. I pity them all. You see, I wish I had this opportunity. I wish I had this chance when I wrote my first. I really wish I did. So that is it. Thank you very much, Mujidat Salam. Thank you very much for your question. We have in the house Aruna Tomijeje. Aruna Tomijeje, thank you for coming and you are welcome. Welcome. Let's hear from you. Hello, Aruna Tomijeje. Thank you for coming. You may use your mic. Speak to us. I have a question for you. Hope you don't mind. Hello, Aruna Tomijeje. Abi Tomijeje, I don't
Hello,
know.
sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
It's great to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no stranger. I think I know you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is not your first time in any of my webinars.
You're right, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you for coming. However, there's a simple question I have for you this night, and that question is if you are writing or about to write your final year project, what seems to be the problem concerning your final year project, and for how long has that problem been?
Actually, sir, I'm a trainer student, sir. I just joined the webinar to learn some things about project writing. So
Okay, you are a 300 level student.
yes, sir.
Okay, exactly what are you trying to achieve by joining the webinar, by being part of project assistance for fresh final year students? What do you intend to achieve? Yes, 300 level students, you still have to write your project one of these days. What are you exactly looking out to be able to achieve through this
Okay,
webinar?
okay, sir. Actually, I have someone that is actually writing a project, a and let me say a postgraduate project regarding something in education department. So that person is my family. So I'm planning to help the person in the project writing. Although the person has written chapter 1 to 3, the person gave me the project to was I due to my what will I call it, my billions or hard working at school. So the person thought I would be able to understand the project well. So the person gave me the project with chapter 1 to 3. So I was trying to assimilate what project writing all entails. But since you have started teaching us what projects and research writing is all about, I'm going to figure out what I can achieve with that project writing. So the person has been telling me that she wants to defend her project. That how would she do that? So that's one of the reasons I joined this webinar.
Okay, that's a lofty one. That's a lofty effort. That's a kind gesture from you. But why have you not invited the person to come? So
Person has been very
yeah,
busy. This person
yeah.
is a busy person.
The person is a busy person, I understand, but she has this problem she has to overcome.
Okay, I would try to
Tell
invite
us,
person.
yes, tell
Though
us.
the person is my mom. Is my mom.
Okay, the person is your mom. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. She would have benefited as well. Like hearing from me directly, I believe would have benefited her a lot more, and it would just take a
Sometimes she
conversation.
used to listen to your replay
Okay.
when she's less busy.
Okay. So have you heard about Write Your Project with His, the Bring It On edition?
Yes, sir.
So what plans do you have to join that?
I told her about it, so she said she would pay soon.
Okay. When is it starting?
I don't know, but I know that he said the 30 slot is going to end at the end of the month.
Okay, that's August 30th. It's starting on August 30th. So I don't want you to be found wanting, Don't say I did not tell you.
Okay, okay, sir.
Thank you very much. That is
Welcome,
a
sir.
good one. That is a good one. If you enjoyed that, like I did, please drop massive. Just drop it there. Let me be the first one to do that. Massive. Tommy Jeje's response was massive. It was a wow for me. How do you feel about that? It was massive for me. How about you? Okay, Raman Rauf says massive. Yes, it was massive. Okay, in fact, that story was going to win a Grammy. Okay, Salam Mujida says encouraging. Thank you very much. It pleases my heart. It pleases my heart. You see, making impact is the goal. Transformation is the end. I want to transform you. Massive. Hassanat Adibawale, okay? Massive. That's the goal. That's what I want for you and everybody, especially if you are a final year student. I want you to fly high in your final year project. I want you to fly high in your final year project. Now, Hassanat Adibowale, have you spoken to us?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, I have a question for you. I hope you don't mind.
No problem, sir.
Okay. Now, imagine that if the project assistant, if the write your project with his accomplished everything you could wish for with respect to your final year project, what would that be? What would that be? I hope you got the question.
I won't get it, sir.
Okay, I said if this webinar, if you meeting Dr. Adeshola, the gifted researcher, in write your project with his webinar, accomplished everything you could wish for. If that webinar accomplished everything you could wish for, especially with respect to writing your final year project, what would that be? What picture are you having on your mind?
All right, sir. First, I'm actually not a final year student like Haruna, but my story is not nearly as interesting as is. I was just when I saw the some of the adverts for the webinar, I just felt interested. I also wanted to learn about like writing your project and stuff. And obviously we have free time now, and I feel like it could be one of the things that I would learn before going back to school when as a cause of the strike. So yes, I think what this would achieve for me is give me like a lot of knowledge on what project writing is. And by the time I also have to write mine, I would have, wealth of knowledge to use. And hopefully, maybe you'll still be hosting a program like this one, and I would eventually join at that time, being a final year student.
Okay, so there's something I want you to say out loud. That part where you mentioned that this time we are free, like the ASU strike is on. Do you realize that many of the students like you are not taking advantage of this time? So say it loud. Tell them. Let them know this is the time
Yes.
we have to learn
We
everything
have
and
free time, and everyone should take advantage of this free time that we have.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. So all of you have been wonderful persons. I don't know what gift I may have to give to you for all of your massive, awesome submissions. Let me look for something in my archive and let me give it right away. Let me give it out to you right away. While it is loading, while my gift is loading, let me quickly take you back to where I started from this night, and that is the definition of research as given by Clifford Woody. Clifford Woody. So, having examined defining a problem, having examined redefining a problem, now I want to look at formulating hypotheses. Formulating hypotheses. I love hypotheses. Formulating hypotheses. You're going to find out why I love hypotheses soon as I dive into explaining what it is. Formulating hypotheses. Formulating hypotheses. All right. But before I go on, there's a question I want to ask. Let me ask this question. Many of my students did not get the answer right. But I know you are smart. You should be able to get it right. What is the difference between, look at it, these two words? Can you all see this? Can you all see this? Hello, can you see what is on my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, we
Formulating hypothesis.
Okay. Now look at this place and look at this place. The places are underlined with blue. What is the difference? What makes the difference between these two words? What is the
yes,
first
sir.
one referring to, and what is the second
Yeah.
one referring to?
The first one, I think the difference between the two is one is singular, the other one is plural.
Which
The
one is
first one is
singular?
singular. I think the first one is singular, the second one is plural, if I'm not missing it up.
Okay, who else? Rodolfo, you can try. Who else is going to try? What's the difference between these two? Yes.
I think the first one is just the plural
First one
form.
is plural, the second one is singular.
Thank you very much. That's it. The first one is the plural, and the second is the singular. So if you are formulating hypothesis, at the hypotheses, they are different. So the hypothesis is the plural. If you have more than one hypothesis, you can use one hypothesis. I hope you got that. Please take note of that too, because typographical errors are also part of what impedes your supervisor in your project. If your supervisor have to be correcting your words, your sentences, it's likely that he is not going to treat your project any well. So take note of that. Take note of that. So let's look at the word hypothesis. Let me try to explain what it means. Let me explain what hypothesis means. Hypo and thesis. You have heard thesis before now, Abby, and you know there's a particular what is it called now? A cleaning agent, hypo. So hypothesis actually has two parts. It has two parts. The first part is that word hypo, and the second part, so hypo plus thesis, that is what makes hypothesis. Yes, hypo plus thesis. Please put this right in your jotter. Hypothesis makes hypothesis. Hypo and thesis makes hypothesis. Hypo, hypo means guess. Hypo means guess. Thesis means statement. Hypo means guess. Thesis means statement. So if you put these two together, hypothesis would then mean statement of guess. Statement of guess. Can you type that? Statement of guess. Please type it in the message. If you have been following me, type this in the message. Statement of guess. Statement of guess. If you have been with me, type it. Okay. Agbola Abdurrashid Shina. He types statement of guess. Who else do we have? Okay, Aruna Tomijaje types statement of guess. Hassanat Adebowale, thank you. Khalilat Adekwoju, thank you. Statement of guess. So hypothesis is a statement of guess. A statement of guess. That's it. Now, if we want to go technical in trying to define a hypothesis, what does hypothesis mean? Hypothesis is a speculative, declarative, and futuristic statement concerning the outcome of a study. Hypothesis is a speculative. So when you speculate, what are you doing? You are guessing. You are guessing. Speculation involves guessing. So, a speculative, a statement of guess. Declarative, a verbal statement, declaring what will be the outcome. Futuristic, you would notice I kept saying, what will. So, it is futuristic. And this statement is trying to predict the outcome of the relationship between variables in a given study. Do you relate with this? Did I make any sense to you? Did I make any sense?
Sir, yes, you are.
Okay. So a hypothesis is declarative. That's the number one. So all these that are put in the definition are also the features of the hypothesis. So if your hypothesis is not a declarative statement, then it is not a hypothesis. If your hypothesis is not speculating, then it is not a hypothesis. If your hypothesis is not predicting what will be, if it is not futuristic, then it is not worthy of being called a hypothesis. Am I making any sense? So, how then do you formulate a hypothesis for your project that you are going to find out when we meet tomorrow, inshallah? So, okay, if you let me give a room for a question. You may ask one question, then I'll draw the curtain for tonight's class. Please go ahead, ask your question. Hello, hello, is anybody there?
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Okay, I want to ask about the introduction. What's the relationship between introduction, writing the introduction, and writing the conceptual framework?
please, I'll be with you. I promised that I was going to give you a gift. So here is the gift. That is the gift. Feel free to explore it there. Click on that link and you can find a special gift on the other side of it. It's asking me, what is the difference between introduction and conceptual framework? You see, one of the first differences that you need to understand about that is that introduction belongs to chapter 1 and conceptual review belongs to chapter 2. That's one of the major differences. Whereas the introduction is meant to whet the appetite of your consumers, it is supposed to paint a global picture of what you intend to do in your research, in your final year project. The conceptual framework is supposed to provide a framework, lay the foundation for the major concept in your topic. You are going to be looking at what other authors have said concerning those major concepts in your topic. I hope that is made clear to you. Hello?
Yes, understood, sir. But I would like to ask, in the conceptual framework, there are some quotes, words of others related to the work, the project. So, during the writing of the introductory part two, I think there are some works also mentioned that are supposed to be mentioned in that introductory part. So I want to ask, like, should we just put little about the work in that introductory part, or just leave it till we get to the conceptual framework? I hope you understand what I'm saying.
You see, introduction, your introduction entails your background to the study. Your introduction entails the background to the study. The background, painting the picture concerning what you intend to talk about in your project. It whets the appetite. It creates the conflict situation that eventually leads to why you have gone into that project. Usually, we see students bring on definitions of the concepts, but I am of the opinion that that should not be the case. The introduction should introduce us to the concept vis-a-vis the conflict situation that has led you into a project. But the conceptual review, you look at each concept separately under the conceptual review. You look at each concept separately. You discuss them separately under different headings. But the introduction, you link them. You link all of the concepts. You link them logically. It is advisable that you start with the dependent variable first. Start talking about the conflict situation concerning your dependent variable. Then you link, and at the end leads you to the why you have entered into that study at the beginning. So I want to thank you. This is where I want to draw the curtain. I want to draw the curtain, and I'm hoping that, yes, I'm going to see you soon in Write Your Project with Ease, the Bring It On edition. The deadline for payment is August 30th, and only then can you be able to take full advantage of joining the class. Thank you for being there, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow again. Bye bye, and have a wonderful night rest. Please let your friends let them get to know about what we are doing here. Let them come. Ask them, tell them if this class, if this webinar has been very useful for you, please do not hesitate to bring your friends, bring your colleagues, bring bring them. Let everybody come so that together we can impact more lives together. So, the final note, this is Dr. Adishala, the gifted researcher, signing out.